Your life can change dramatically when you learn to control 4 things: your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. The words you speak can build or break relationships. Your emotions can either guide you wisely or lead you into chaos. Your finances can be a source of freedom or a prison of debt. And your thoughts can either empower you or destroy you from within. Mastering these 4 areas is not about suppressing who you are. It's about directing your energy toward growth, peace, and success, so that you stop being a prisoner of impulses and start becoming the architect of your destiny. Greatness is not just built in laboratories or lecture halls. It begins in the quiet discipline of controlling your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. Think of Albert Einstein, who spoke with humility despite reshaping our understanding of the universe, proving that words can inspire rather than wound. Consider Marie Curie, who endured countless frustrations in her experiments, yet mastered her emotions to pioneer breakthroughs that changed the world. Look at Nikola Tesla, who managed his limited finances with precision to fund his inventions. And Stephen Hawking, who, despite physical limitations, ruled his mind with unshakable clarity. When you learn to guard your speech, master your emotions, handle your resources wisely, and discipline your thoughts, you carry within you the same power that drove these scientific giants to turn dreams into reality. Number 1, your words create worlds. There is an ancient truth that has echoed through centuries. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. The words you speak are not mere sounds, they are seeds, carrying within them the potential to grow into towering trees of hope or poisonous weeds of destruction. Consider Albert Einstein, not just the man of equations, but the man whose simple explanations made complex truths accessible to the world. His words reshaped how humanity understood the universe. He didn't speak to show how intelligent he was. He spoke so others could see more clearly. And when your words aim to illuminate rather than impress, you step into the role of a creator, not a destroyer. In this way, your voice becomes a tool for building bridges, not burning them. We underestimate the impact of a single sentence spoken in the right spirit. A child can carry encouragement for a lifetime because someone once said, "I believe in you." An employee can rise to greatness because a mentor whispered, "You have what it takes." But the opposite is also true. A careless insult can crush a dream before it even takes its first breath. The reason words hold such power is that they bypass the surface and sink directly into the soil of the heart. And once planted, they grow in the direction of their nature, positive or negative. This is why discipline over your speech is not simply politeness. It is responsibility. Every word you release into the world will return to you, multiplied in its kind. Einstein once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." This is not just a lesson in communication, it is a lesson in humility. When your words are meant to clarify instead of confuse, you serve others instead of serving your ego. We must ask ourselves before speaking, will this build or will this break? Will this heal or will this harm? A wise person does not speak to be heard, they speak to make a difference. And making a difference often requires less talking and more listening. When we listen deeply, our words carry the weight of understanding, not the emptiness of noise. The great scientists of history didn't only leave behind discoveries, they left behind language that inspired generations to keep exploring. Marie Curie's words, "One never notices what has been done. One can only see what remains to be done," have outlived her physical presence because they carry truth that fuels action. Your words can become timeless in the same way, but only if they are rooted in authenticity and service. Before speaking, imagine your words as stones thrown into a still lake. What ripples will they cause? Will they disturb the peace or expand it? You have the power to choose. And when you choose to speak with wisdom, encouragement, and clarity, you are not just communicating, you are creating. Remember this, your words are not echoes, they are architects. Number 2, silence is sometimes the smartest speech. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, but in truth it is one of the highest forms of strength. Isaac Newton, perhaps one of the most brilliant minds to ever walk this earth, spent years in quiet observation before presenting his theories. He understood something most people overlook. Silence is not the absence of thought. It is the preparation of thought. In silence, ideas are not rushed. They are refined. Just as a seed must remain hidden underground before breaking into the light, wisdom often needs the darkness of quiet to grow. Many speak to be noticed, but the wise remain silent until their words can truly add value. We live in a time where everyone is eager to voice an opinion, often without understanding the full picture, but silence teaches us the power of restraint. When you hold your tongue, you give space for deeper observation. You notice details others miss, and you hear truths buried beneath noise. Newton didn't need to argue about gravity. He let the apple fall and allowed the world to witness the truth for itself. Silence has this way of proving what noise cannot. It allows reality to speak louder than our egos ever could. And when reality speaks, it needs no defense. Silence is also a shield. In moments of conflict, your quiet can protect you from words you may later regret. The heat of anger is like steam in a boiling pot. If you lift the lid too soon, it escapes violently. But if you let it cool, you can handle it with care. History remembers those who spoke with precision, not those who shouted the loudest. This is why silence in the wrong moment can be harmful. But silence in the right moment can be life-changing. It's the pause between the notes that makes music beautiful. And in life, it's the pause before speaking that makes wisdom audible. Silence, however, is not about avoiding truth. It's about delivering it in the right way at the right time. Think of it as storing energy. A bow pulled back in stillness is not inactive. It is gathering strength for the arrow to fly farther and truer. Your silence can be this bow, gathering insight and intention before releasing your words. The people you admire most, whether in science, philosophy, or leadership, are often those who choose their words as carefully as a surgeon chooses their tools. Because once released, words cannot be taken back. They either heal or they harm. Choose to let your silence sharpen them before they leave your mouth. Number 3, respond, don't react. Reaction is instinct, response is wisdom. The difference between the two can determine whether a situation becomes better or worse. Marie Curie spent countless hours in her laboratory facing failures that would have driven many to frustration. But she did not react impulsively to each obstacle. She responded with patience, curiosity, and discipline. This is the art we must learn: to pause before acting, to breathe before deciding, to think before speaking. Reaction is like striking flint without aim. You might create fire, but you might also burn everything around you. Response is choosing where and how to light that flame. When we react, we surrender control to the moment. When we respond, we reclaim it. Consider how in physics forces act and counteract, but the outcome depends on precision, not impulse. In life, emotional forces pull at us constantly. Anger, fear, pride, excitement. If we allow them to push us without direction, we drift like a ship without a rudder. But when we pause, even for a heartbeat, we position ourselves to steer toward the outcome we desire. Marie Curie's discoveries weren't just born from intelligence. They were born from the refusal to let temporary emotions dictate her permanent results. Responding instead of reacting requires awareness. You must learn to notice the gap between stimulus and action and expand that gap. That small pause is where choice lives. Imagine someone insults you. Reaction seeks to retaliate instantly, but response asks, will this serve my long-term peace or only my short-term ego? The greatest breakthroughs in both science and life come from measured thinking, not emotional outbursts. Just as an experiment is repeated to ensure accuracy, your mind must repeat the act of pausing to ensure wisdom. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. This principle does not mean suppressing emotions, it means mastering them. A river that overflows destroys, but a river guided by channels nourishes everything along its path. Your emotions are energy. Without control, they flood your life with chaos. With control, they become a source of power. Responding allows you to direct that power toward growth, healing, and progress. When you practice this, you notice that problems begin to shrink, opportunities begin to grow, and relationships begin to strengthen, because in the space between what happens to you and what you choose to do next, you hold the steering wheel of your destiny. Number 4, channel your mood into momentum. Your mood is like the wind. It can push you forward, hold you back, or throw you completely off course. You cannot control when the wind changes, but you can control how you set your sails. Thomas Edison is remembered not for his failures, but for what he turned them into. Thousands of unsuccessful attempts did not sour his mood. They became fuel for persistence. If he had allowed frustration to anchor him, the light bulb might never have illuminated the world. Your emotional state is energy. Waste it on complaining, and it drains you. Channel it toward action, and it becomes momentum. Most people wait for the right mood to begin, but that is like waiting for a sunny day to sail across the ocean. The truth is, momentum often creates the mood, not the other way around. Even in his toughest moments, Edison kept working, and eventually his actions shaped his emotions. When you take even a small step toward your goal, you tell your mood, you are not in charge, I am. This shift in control is powerful. You no longer need to wait for inspiration. You create it through movement. And with each movement, the wind of your emotions begins to blow in your favor. Channeling your mood is also about transforming negative energy into productive force. Anger, for example, can destroy relationships or drive revolutions. The difference lies in direction. Frustration can make you quit or push you to improve. Again, the difference lies in choice. Edison didn't label his failed attempts as defeats. He called them steps to success. This reframing turns emotional storms into powerful engines. It doesn't matter if the wind is wild. If you can harness it, you will move faster than those waiting for perfect weather. But here's the key. Momentum is not built in bursts, it's built in rhythms, like a pendulum in a clock. Consistency matters more than intensity. Some days you will feel unstoppable, other days you will feel like quitting. The discipline to keep moving, whether in giant leaps or small steps, creates a momentum that your moods eventually must follow. When your emotions see that you are committed no matter how they fluctuate, they begin to align with your action. And when mood and momentum move together, nothing can keep you from reaching your destination. Number 5, detach to see clearly. Clarity is rarely found in the heat of emotion. It emerges when you step back and create distance. Stephen Hawking, despite facing immense physical challenges, maintained an extraordinary ability to detach from personal struggle and focus on the vast questions of the universe. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop being consumed. When you are too close to a problem, your emotions can blur your vision, just as fog hides a mountain peak. By stepping back, you see the entire landscape. You begin to notice patterns, possibilities, and paths you could not see when you were tangled in the moment. In science, observation requires distance. A biologist studies behavior by watching without interfering, and an astronomer sees the stars more clearly through a telescope far removed from the Earth's atmosphere. Life works the same way. If you remain tangled in the noise of your own mind, the truth stays hidden. Detachment creates the mental space to ask, what is really happening here? What am I missing? Stephen Hawking's genius was not just in his equations, it was in his ability to rise above immediate limitations and keep his vision fixed on what truly mattered. The problem with staying too attached to an emotion or situation is that it controls you. Anger can make you blind to reason, excitement can make you reckless, and fear can make you see dangers that do not exist. Detachment acts like a filter. It removes the haze so the light of logic can pass through. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means observing them without letting them dictate your next move. You become the driver instead of the passenger, steering your life with intention rather than impulse. Detachment is also the key to long-term peace. When you can look at success without becoming arrogant and at failure without becoming hopeless, you develop emotional balance. This balance keeps you steady through the highs and lows of life. Stephen Hawking once said, "However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at." Such a mindset is only possible when you detach from the chaos of the moment and focus on the possibilities ahead. And when you live with this clarity, you stop reacting to every wave. You start navigating the ocean. Number 6, master your financial emotions. Money itself is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. It is our emotions around money that give it power over us. Nikola Tesla, one of history's greatest inventors, was a man of unmatched vision, yet his lack of financial control often left him struggling to fund his work. His story is a reminder that brilliance without balance can lead to frustration. Many people think the biggest danger in money is losing it, but the truth is the biggest danger is letting emotions dictate how we use it. Fear can make you hoard. Impulse can make you waste. Greed can make you blind. Wisdom with money begins when emotions no longer pull the strings. We must understand that money responds to discipline, not moods. If your spending and saving habits change every time your feelings do, you are building your financial life on shifting sand. Emotions love instant gratification. Logic loves long-term security. This is why you must learn to pause before making any financial decision. The same way we spoke about responding instead of reacting in life, you must respond instead of react in money. A sudden sale, a tempting purchase, a risky investment. These are tests of your emotional control. If you fail them repeatedly, money will slip through your fingers, no matter how much you earn. Tesla's genius changed the world, but his lack of financial strategy often kept his dreams chained. Imagine what more he could have achieved if his emotional relationship with money had been guided by structure. The truth is, money is like a river. It needs banks to guide its flow. Without structure, it floods and destroys. With structure, it nourishes and builds. Mastering financial emotions means refusing to spend to impress, refusing to invest out of fear, and refusing to let envy dictate your financial choices. This control is not about being cold, it's about being conscious. When you remove emotional turbulence from your finances, you gain the freedom to focus on what truly matters. Money stops being a source of stress and becomes a tool for impact. You no longer chase every shiny opportunity. You choose the ones aligned with your vision. You no longer panic during hard times. You adapt with clarity. This shift is not easy, but it is life-changing. Emotional mastery over money is like emotional mastery over life. When you stop being controlled by feelings, you start being guided by purpose. And when purpose controls your money, it will always grow in ways that serve you, not enslave you. Number 7, spend with purpose, not impulse. Every coin you spend is a vote for the life you are building. If your spending is guided by impulse, you are casting votes for a future you have not planned. Purposeful spending, on the other hand, is intentional. It aligns every purchase with your values, goals, and vision. The world's greatest missions, from space exploration to medical breakthroughs, operate with budgets where every unit of currency is assigned to a purpose. No successful mission leaves spending to chance. Your life is no different. If you want to reach a destination, your financial map must be drawn with precision. Impulse spending is seductive because it promises immediate satisfaction. It's the comfort of buying something you don't need just to soothe a feeling in the moment. But like sugar to the body, it feels good now and costs you later. Nikola Tesla's vision for wireless energy was revolutionary, but he struggled to keep it funded because his money often flowed without long-term direction. Purposeful spending requires saying no, not to enjoyment, but to distractions that steal from your bigger dream. When you stop buying to escape emotions, you start buying to empower your future. Purposeful spending is also about clarity. Before you spend, ask yourself, will this bring me closer to my mission, or is it just feeding my mood? This is the same discipline scientists use when deciding where to allocate research funds. They focus resources on what will move them closer to discovery. If they waste funding, the mission stalls. If you waste your resources, your goals stall. And the cost is not just financial, it's the delay of the life you are meant to live. Every dollar spent on purpose is a step toward freedom. Every dollar spent without thought is a step toward change. There is also joy in purposeful spending because it turns money into a tool for meaning. Imagine the difference between buying something that fades in a week and investing in something that serves you for years. The first satisfies desire, the second serves destiny. When you look at money this way, every transaction becomes a conscious act of creation. You are not just a consumer, you are an architect. And when architects design with purpose, the structures they build last for generations. Spend with that kind of vision, and your life will stand as a testament to discipline, clarity, and intentional living. Number 8, save like a scientist prepares for experiments. In science, no great breakthrough is achieved without preparation. A scientist does not rely on luck, they rely on readiness. Galileo did not bet everything on one experiment. He repeated tests, gathered data, and ensured that each trial built upon the last. Your financial life should work the same way. Savings are your preparation. They are the safety net that allows you to take risks without fear of collapse. Without savings, you live in constant vulnerability. With them, you live with the confidence to explore, create, and innovate. Saving is not about hoarding. It is about building the foundation for future progress. Preparation is not glamorous, and that is why so many people ignore it. The same way lab work requires hours of unseen effort, savings require consistent, often invisible discipline. It is easy to be motivated when you see results immediately, but saving is the opposite. You store value today to empower tomorrow. Scientists know that the experiment that changes the world often comes after dozens of quiet, unnoticed trials. In the same way, the financial breakthrough that changes your life often comes after years of quiet, consistent saving. Every small deposit is a trial run toward your future success. Saving like a scientist also means calculating your risks. No wise researcher enters the lab without safety measures. You too must plan for financial setbacks, illness, emergencies, or sudden opportunities that require capital. Savings give you the stability to face these moments without panic. When Galileo studied the heavens, he knew storms would come, but he built systems to protect his instruments. Likewise, you must protect your financial life with a system that ensures you are ready for both storms and clear skies. This readiness is the mark of someone who understands the value of preparation. Most importantly, saving teaches patience, and patience strengthens character. It reminds you that real progress takes time, that instant gratification is often the enemy of lasting achievement. When you save consistently, you are telling yourself, I believe in a future worth investing in. And that belief shapes your mindset toward growth. Scientists do not stop after one failed test. They trust the process. You must do the same with your savings. Because one day, when an opportunity arises that could change everything, you will be ready. Not because you got lucky, but because you prepared like a master of your craft. Number 9, invest in growth, not glitter. The true purpose of money is not to show the world what you have, it is to build the life you want. Many people spend years chasing glitter, the latest gadgets, the flashiest cars, the clothes that impress strangers for a moment, but glitter fades while growth compounds. The world's greatest innovators understood this. Ada Lovelace invested her time and resources into learning mathematics, not into luxuries that would have vanished in weeks. Elon Musk reinvested the profits from his early ventures into building companies that would shape the future. Both understood that investing in growth creates value that lasts long after the shine of glitter is gone. When you invest in growth, you choose the seeds that will multiply over time. This could mean developing new skills, starting a business, funding education, or supporting ideas that align with your mission. Glitter gives you a moment of pleasure. Growth gives you a lifetime of empowerment. The key is vision, knowing where you want to be years from now and directing your resources toward that destination. Without vision, even large sums of money can be wasted. With vision, even small investments can transform your life. Investing in growth also requires resisting comparison. When you see others flaunting their glitter, it is tempting to feel you must match them, but remember, what they show may not reflect what they truly have. Many people decorate a crumbling house. Few invest in strengthening the foundation. Your growth is your foundation. Like a tree, it may take years before the fruit appears, but when it does, it feeds generations. Do not exchange the roots of your success for the leaves of someone else's approval. Finally, investing in growth changes not just your bank account, but your identity. You begin to see yourself as a builder, not just a spender. As a creator of value, not just a consumer of it. Every skill you learn, every book you read, every wise investment you make shapes the person you are becoming. Glitter may turn heads, but growth turns dreams into reality. And when your life is built on growth, even if the glitter fades, your legacy will shine brighter than anything money could buy. Number 10, guard your mind from noise. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you allow in will eventually grow. If you let in weeds, do not be surprised when they overtake the flowers. In our time, the greatest threat to the mind is not ignorance, but noise. Noise comes from everywhere: social media, gossip, unnecessary drama, and endless streams of unfiltered opinions. Like light pollution that hides the stars from our view, mental noise blocks us from seeing our own clarity. The most brilliant ideas in history were born in moments of stillness, not in the chaos of distraction. Guarding your mind means building a fence strong enough to keep the weeds out and the flowers protected. Scientists know that to observe the universe clearly, telescopes must be placed far away from the interference of city lights. In the same way, you must sometimes remove yourself from the constant glow of the world's chatter to see your inner truth. Nikola Tesla would work in isolation for hours, even days, so his ideas could mature without outside interference. Guarding your mind is not isolation from people, it is isolation from distractions that weaken your focus. Without that, your mental energy is scattered in 1,000 directions, leaving nothing for what truly matters. The danger of noise is that it often disguises itself as urgency. Every notification seems important, every headline seems critical, every argument demands a response, but most of it has no real bearing on your purpose. If you allow noise to dictate your attention, you will live in a constant state of reaction instead of creation. A guarded mind chooses what to let in, just as